Hold on one second. We about to get to the bottom of this, ladies and gentlemen. This don't make no sense whatsoever. Welcome to the Dark Waters channel, where we explore mysteries, figure out the truth, dive into politics, and anything else you want to know about. That's what we doing over here, baby. Let's go.
Yes, my name is James Williams, and I went to Harvard University. Yes, Harvard University, class of 2000 from Harvard. And I'm here to share some bad news with you, ladies and gentlemen. The Trump administration is conducting government-wide review of Harvard's contracts for termination. Yes, Harvard. Do you see my Harvard class ring on? Yes, I went to Harvard. This is my Harvard knife. This is my Harvard cell phone. This is my Harvard methylene blue from Alex Jones, because he went to Harvard as well. And all of you have degrees from Harvard, so we are talking about Harvard University losing their contracts for termination. And you may say to yourself, James, why are you talking in such a stupid voice, pretending that you're from Harvard? And I'll say this to you, it's important that we understand that Harvard is the most prestigious university there is on the planet. And there's no reason for Harvard to have all of these people rioting on campuses and letting people in that don't know how to add and subtract from foreign nations. Just because Harvard can get the most amount of tuition paid in by subsidized government tuition. Yes. You bring in people from other countries and then charge them tuition, and the federal government pays for it. And Harvard has 60% of those people on its books. Yes, Harvard is becoming a problem. The Harvard is becoming a problem, ladies and gentlemen. This video is going to be about talking about Harvard. Then we'll go into some other things. The Trump administration is conducting a government-wide review of any and all contracts with Harvard University to terminate and transition them all, according to a letter review by Breitbart News. Now, I'm going to tell y'all something else that's significant about Harvard. There were some things that Harvard participated in with the Chinese Communist Party that, ladies and gentlemen, ended up hurting a lot of people in America. You see, this is a multi-pronged attack against Harvard and thereby attack against the Chinese Communist Party. Xi Jinping's own daughter went to Harvard. Many of the foreign presidents and prime ministers, their children go to Harvard. So they come to Harvard, they make the connections at Harvard, they connect to the deep state, the skulls and the bones and the Illuminati, and they say, yes, I'm a part of the American Illuminati. Then they go back home and they make all these connections. In a letter Tuesday, Federal Acquisition Services Commissioner Josh Greenbaum revealed that General Services Administration, in coordination with the government agencies, will review and terminate contracts with the university. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we can go find the contracts, but we don't need to find the contract. I know if we go find the contracts, we'll find the reason why they're being terminated. But I can tell you, they got contracts for bioweapons developments. Bioweapons, ladies and gentlemen. The U.S. General Service Administration is assisting all federal agencies in reviewing for termination or transition of federal government contracts with Harvard University and affiliates. Whoa, that bad boy says and affiliates. Wow. Talk about taking a hatchet to the deep state. What does it mean if it's and affiliates? Whoa. What you doing, computer? What are you doing? What does it mean when it says and affiliates? It means you and all your boys too. You and you and you, one by one. I'm taking all y'all money. This review aligns with the administration's directive that all federal contract services steadfastly uphold the advance agency strategic priorities. As you know, being a counterparty with the federal government comes with a deep responsibility and commitment to abide by all federal laws and ensure the safeguarding of our taxpayer dollars. As fiduciaries of the taxpayer, the government has a duty to ensure that procurement dollars are directed to vendors and contractors who promote and champion principles of non-discrimination in the national interest. Oh, Harvard, you going down. Greenbaum, let's just call him Greenbaum, stated that Harvard continues to engage in racial discrimination, including in its admission process and in other areas of student life. Then he underscores Harvard's administration statistics. The statistical evidence of Harvard's racial discrimination in their admissions, as revealed in Students for Fair Admissions versus Harvard, is shocking to say the least. For applicants in the top academic decile, admissions rates varied significantly by race. In this decile, admission rates were 56% for African Americans, 31% for Hispanics, 15% for whites, 13% for Asians. Quite frankly, it should be pretty much all Asians based on educational standards. The Supreme Court, in its decision on the case, rebuked Harvard's long-standing policy and practice of discriminating on the basis of race. Harvard has shown no indication of reforming their admissions process. To the contrary, Harvard now has to offer remedial math courses, which has been described as middle school math for incoming freshmen. That's crazy. These are the direct results of employing discriminatory factors instead of merit in admissions decisions. So this came out in a lawsuit that they are doing remedial math. My Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Do you know what middle school remedial math is? That's fractions. Yeah, that's multiplications. Yeah. That ain't even geometry. That's 1 plus 1 is 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. 1 plus 4 is 5. That's what we're talking about. How you get into Harvard and need to do remedial math? That's insane. But that's not it, ladies and gentlemen. That's not all that Harvard's going through. There's so much that's happening at Harvard that is ridiculous. This is the most important thing. I said this earlier, that 60% of the students were under Harvard's Kennedy School could lose 60% of students under international ban. You talking about, and this is the political school of Harvard. So that means 60% of the people that's been coming into the political sphere and going into the highly anticipated, highly esteemed Kennedy School is damn foreigners. That just lets you know that they're training their new soldiers at Harvard. And so we shall see Harvard fall through the cracks, ladies and gentlemen. Harvard is going to be destroyed. It shall be destroyed. Now, the next thing I want to touch on is Diddy did it. I just want you to know, Diddy did it. Diddy doing it to all of them. Watch this. Pop star Usher and Barack Hussein Obama named in Diddy's sex trafficking trial. Are you ready for this? Obama is named in the Diddy trial. Singer Usher and former President Barack Hussein Obama were both named in testimony during the sex trafficking trial of rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs on Monday. Now, I could do this as a separate video, probably get a whole lot of views, but I'm just here to give y'all the news. The court heard testimony from Diddy's ex-assistant, ex-associates, and his ex-girlfriend, Casey Ventura, as the trial rolls into the third week, Fox News reported. I wonder if Fox got the audio, because everybody like to watch a video. Diddy did it.
Carly, testimony continues in the case against Sean Diddy Combs today. Dawn Richard, who worked with Combs, expected back on the stand. Meantime, Cassie Ventura's former best friend, Carrie Morgan, also expected to testify this week after Ventura's graphic testimony about her relationship with the disgraced rap mogul. Attorney and president of American Frontier, Mehek Cook, joins me now. And Mehek, Carrie Morgan's tie to Diddy also involved alleged violence. Diddy allegedly once throwing a wooden hanger at Carrie during an altercation, resulting in a concussion. Cassie also alleging that Combs paid Morgan $50,000 to remain silent about the incident. So yes, another week, more testimony that Diddy's a bad guy. I don't want this guy around my kids, but we still aren't seeing much evidence of sex trafficking, are we, Mehek?
God, you nailed it. We're really not. I think the prosecution really has the burden of proof to show that this was not just a one-off against Cassie, but it was repeated sexual abuse and coercion. And this is where the prosecution is really missing that there was intimidation, that there was force, that there was sex trafficking. When you isolate just the testimony that Cassie gave, while it's heartbreaking, you actually have a burden of proof to show repeated patterns. So I'm looking at this case to see what her ex-friend could bring to show that there.
I'm gonna stop right here. The lady with the beautiful lips, she got some real beautiful lips, like real natural beautiful lips. But I'm gonna say this, ladies and gentlemen. You know why you ain't getting none of this? Because James Comey's daughter is still involved in the Department of Justice. And see, this Diddy thing, and I want this to keep playing. This Diddy thing is dangerous. I'm gonna do it afterwards.
There was a pattern of repeated abuse, intimidation, and coercion. But without this, I'm not really seeing a strong RICO case today.
Yeah, and it really is setting this up on appeal if Diddy is convicted, because his attorneys can say, look, the jury was swayed by testimony that, quite frankly, probably shouldn't have been admitted in the first place if you are going to the exact nature of the crime of sex trafficking. And so it really does set it up. If you are the DA in this case, what do you need to show this week in terms of specific evidence with these two witnesses, Richard and Morgan?
I think if you're the DA today, you have to prove that there was a criminal enterprise. You have to show that Richard and Morgan not only were part of this criminal enterprise, they were paid by Diddy, they were coerced by Diddy to do certain acts, including those freak-offs, that these were not isolated incidents. And this is where I think that element is missing. I'm not seeing coercion. What we're seeing when we sit back, and if I was a juror today, I would say, is this an isolated incident based on the video from 2017, or is there more there? So you really have to develop that criminal enterprise, the intent, and I think corroborating evidence. So third-party evidence from the ex-roommate will truly show, was there intimidation? Was there coercion? Did Cassie and others feel that they had a threat to their life if they didn't actually perform these acts? And who else were they working with? Because right now, it seems to me that Cassie was part of this. She was actually agreeing to it. It was consensual based on the text messages we've seen.
That's really well explained by you, Mehek. Before we let you go, L.A. County DA Nathan Hochman announcing a big crackdown on crime in his county, posting on X, quote, "Times have changed. The fun is over. A new DA was elected, and criminals in L.A. County will now be prosecuted and held fully accountable for their illegal actions." And Mehek, it's that accountability.
All right, that's enough of that. Let's get back to this. I'm gonna tell you guys what I think is going on with the Diddy trial. First of all, we know Diddy did it. Everything they say Diddy did, Diddy did it. Let's just be real with you. Everything they say Diddy did, Diddy did it. But the problem we got is we got Comey's daughter, and I don't understand why Donald Trump and Blonde Bondi, Pam Bondi, still got James Comey's daughter. It has anything to do with any trial as pertains to trafficking or sex or anything. I don't understand it. That's the one thing that makes me question Pam Bondi. And you notice Bondi been real quiet. She's been super quiet. Has anybody heard anything from Pam Bondi? She's been real quiet since Project Veritas pointed out the fact that she went out and talked to a rando about what was going on, but wasn't talking to nobody else about what was going on. She done shut up. She ain't out there bragging, bada bing, bada boom, I'm Pam Bondi, I'm on the news, and we gonna lock them up. Nope, she ain't doing none of that. She quiet. But see, here's the problem that the elites have. Let's just play one scenario out. One scenario. We all know Diddy did it. Take that. But let's just play out one scenario. So let's just say Diddy gets off on this, right? Diddy gets off. Because everything they're talking about is consenting adults. If Barack did something with Diddy, Barack is a consenting adult. If Usher did something with Diddy, Usher is a consenting adult. There's no case on consenting adults. Do you have a case for him beating the hell out of broad in a hotel lobby? Yeah, pay us some money, be done with it. But all these people is adults. Ain't nobody worried about what them adults doing. Is it freaky? Is it nasty? Yeah. I ain't going to no Diddy party. I don't care. Will Diddy ever be the same after this? No, Diddy will never be the same after this. Is it destroyed his reputation? Hell yeah, his reputation is destroyed. Diddy is toxic because Diddy did it. And nobody want to be associated with Diddy because they know he did it. But the problem I got is, where is the stuff about the underground tunnels that led from his house to the Playboy Mansion? Where's that little girl that he had on the camera that was dancing in front of him? And he was like, yeah, you know, this is what we got over here. Little young girl. Where's all the stuff they did with the youngsters, man? Therein lies the problem with what's going on. And maybe, you know, maybe somebody got a trick up their sleeve. But for right now, what I'm seeing is Diddy getting off. That's why I don't really be covering the whole Diddy thing. Because Diddy did it, and Diddy gonna get acquitted. Watch. Now, if Diddy did it and Diddy get acquitted of doing this, it's going to get 10,000 times worse. Or somebody going to have to Epstein Diddy. The simple fact that Diddy ain't been Epsteined in the very beginning let me know that Diddy was gonna get away with it. I even said it. I was like, man, Diddy gonna get Epstein. Then I said, well, Diddy ain't got Epstein yet, so Diddy got some dirt on some people. And Diddy's dirt is more terrifying than anybody else's dirt, because Diddy did it. Now you let a man like that off. You let a man like that go free, scot free, with everybody knowing what he did, he's gonna be real bold. And maybe that's what they counting on. Maybe they counting on him being emboldened to do more crazy stuff. But I want to see some justice. I know y'all want to see some justice, and quite frankly, I'm getting tired of not getting some justice. That's where I'm at out here in these streets. Now I want to touch upon this Donald Trump again trying to stop Vladimir Putin. Donald, you my dog. Keep it real with you, homie. You the man 100 grand. Leave them people alone. Quit trying to play peacekeeper. You did everything you could do. If they want to murder each other, let them murder each other. Period. Leave it alone. Donald Trump ripped Putin again. He's playing with fire. Then Alex Jones came out, and Alex came out. Well, yeah, Alex. Well, Uncle Alex. Alex came out, and he said he wondered if Trump didn't get the information about what was going on. You know what I'm saying? Where is it at? Now, there's something y'all need to see that's in the news. I'm not going to read it, but I'm going to put it on the screen for you to see it. See that right there? Read this. Media hypes a new blank just 1 week after who does what. You want to go back? Read this. Read this, ladies and gentlemen. Damn it. Read it. I'm going to put it all the way up on the screen. See that? Get ready. They're coming at you again. They're coming at your neck again. Let me make sure you see it. Right? They're coming at your neck again. Let me bring it on the screen all the way because my screen ain't right. They're coming at your neck. They're coming for your head. With the same foolishness that came for your head with the first time. They're coming for your head, and you need to get ready. Now, I don't care, quite frankly. Because you can say whatever you want to say. The evidence is in. I ain't got nothing to do with none of that stuff they be trying to give people. And I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be some furniture moving. You try and make me do something with that. You try and give me some of that, it's gonna be some furniture moving. And that's just what it is. But this is very important. I got distracted. I went off track. The point I was making is Donald need to stop. That's the honest to God truth. We at the point where I need my man Donald to stop trying to police the world. I know, he wants to be the peacemaker, but nah, bro. We need to stop. President Donald Trump publicly warned President Vladimir Putin that if he's playing with fire and that a horrible thing would happen to Russia if not for Trump. Trump took to Truth Social to convey his message, and the Truth Social post is not here, and the other post is not here. He must have taken them down. Vladimir doesn't realize that if it were not for me, lots of really bad things would have happened to Russia. And I mean really bad, playing with fire, Trump wrote. Trump has been shy with his criticism of Putin in recent days. While returning to the White House Sunday from the West Point commencement, Trump was asked about an update on the war. As Breitbart London bureau chief Oliver J.J. Lane noted, yeah, I'll give you an update. I'm not happy with what Putin's doing. He's killing a lot of people, Trump said. I don't know what the hell is going on with Putin. Something happened to this guy, and I don't like it. He went on to add, listen, they ain't none of our damn business. I'm so sick and tired of everybody's business being our business. You know what I'm saying? For real. They ain't our business. They ain't our business. I'm keeping real with you. The shit going on in Africa ain't our business either. It ain't our business. It ain't our business. I mean, none of it's our business. Now, when it directly affects us, it's our business. So the border in South America, business. The northern border, business. China playing games, business. EU trying to play games with terrorists, business. But if Russia and Ukraine won't fight it out, then they need to fight it out. You know what I'm saying? It's at that point to where if they tried to assassinate Putin, which I believe they did, then guess what? Putin need to wreck shop. If they say Germany came out and said They gave the green light to shoot long-range missiles into Russia. Guess what? If Germany get hit with some missiles, that's their damn problem. That's all it boiled down to. And somebody may say, well, James, they may go to a nuclear war. You got to understand, these people are crazy. In order to stop these crazy people, what we as a nation would have to do is go in and overthrow Germany, overthrow France, overthrow the UK, overthrow all their governments, and put in people who are non-globalists. And I don't know if we're willing to commit to doing that. But that's the only way we deal with it. They done have 50 years to put these globalist, perverted, degenerate, dubious, pessimistic buttholes in office. 50 years. You got one old lady hitting them in the face like this when they get off the plane. They're sniffing coke. They're doing all this other crazy stuff. Man, come on. Come on, man. So I don't know what you're doing, Donald. I don't know what you're doing. We got problems over here. You still got the deep state wilding out. We got problems, bro. And I need you to handle all problems. If Putin want to blow up everybody in Ukraine, I don't even know why he ain't assassinated Zelensky already anyway. Somebody should have been popped Zelensky's head wide open. I don't understand it. See, I done got worked up. And I'm backing off. I'm going to do a great big woosah, and I'll be back. I'm backing off. I need a woosah. Woosah.